this world is too big to ever even start for yourself and categorize and limit yourself to one type of thought patterns.
Today I sit down with Master Shi Heng Yi and talk about one of his biggest struggles, and it is a lesson that he's trying to share with the world through his messages. Today we talk about buying into the teachings, the methodology, the philosophy, and not the person. So many people will watch these videos, will watch influencers' videos or motivational speakers' videos or Master Shi Heng Yi's videos, and we buy into the person. The problem with that is when that person is gone, do you still believe in the philosophies? Do you still believe in the methodologies, the teachings? If you're invested in the message and the teachings, yes, of course you will. If you're invested in a person, maybe not so much. Master Shi Heng Yi talks exactly that, why it is so important and why he thinks that you should take these lessons and these teachings that he is talking about today and apply them to him, to other people, to his own life, and how this can transform your thoughts and how you think about different people, different teachers, different influencers, and different lessons. Today's video was made possible at mulligan.com, where you can get the t-shirts with the link in the description, where all the profits go back into making this possible. Also, to everybody who's clicked that join button down below, thank you so much. You are a massive help and a massive support to our community and to our filming projects all around the world. But before that, why should you look at the message, be invested in the message and not just the person? Let's dive into this new video with Master Shi Heng Yi. Also, please go support Master Shi Heng Yi at shaolin.online. We spoke before about Joe Rogan sharing a message, and I don't know how much you know about Joe, but I feel that a lot of the messages carry over. Like he talks about being lethal, educating people, trying to sort of unlock people's minds. And I'm just wondering, when you say about this in particular, to look. It's often where you are not looking. Somebody like him sharing your message, I mean, 10 years ago probably would sound quite a strange thing, but now it seems to be quite normal. How much of that is in the planning for you? Like, or is that part of the connection between the East and West? Like, people like Joe who have got this huge platform to educate the youth. Is that something that you intend on trying to connect with and move maybe the old world and the new world together in some way?
Now, for example, in the past 2-3 years, I have to say I traveled quite to a lot of different countries. And what I see there in a way is that humans have the same issues in every country, regardless of nation and culture. There are some things that are just connected to being human. At the same time, I realize that some nations, some cultures are very much embedded also in the way of how they were brought up, meaning with a very specific type of looking at the world. Another part of this world has other ways of looking at the same problem. Everybody is looking for the solution of their issues. And sometimes there is not only one answer. Sometimes the answer from them is correct and the answer from them is correct. Because sometimes the answer and the solution is based on the person itself. I make it maybe a little bit more clear. In Buddhism exists, for example, this idea of reincarnation. In other traditions, you don't have reincarnation. Either you have paradise or you have hell. So now somebody might be asking, so who is talking the truth now? The Christians or the Buddhists? So what of them? Either reincarnation or hell and heaven. What if both of it would be possible? What if the person who his whole life long believed and grew up in this belief system, there will be heaven and hell. Okay, you go to heaven and hell. And if somebody died with the last thought of reincarnation is possible, why he can't get to that state of being reincarnated? Who says there can only be one of those two things? Because potential for me means if a human can think it, it's there. And if somebody creates something in the mind between heaven and hell, it's there. If somebody creates in his mind reincarnation, it's already existing in the mind as well. And so from this example, I can just see that what nowadays is happening is that a lot of Eastern insights, Eastern methods, for example, are on the one side being more and more exposed in the Western world. And then it seems like the Western world now is trying to counter with some insights that the Western science and the Western culture maybe has developed. And I just think both of them are right. It would be good to see the connection between the connection, how both of these insights can be brought together, because it just gives you a bigger view. And eventually, we're talking about the same stuff and not against each other. Yeah. So, and in that sense, very, very glad and very thankful if there are people that are maybe famous out there, if they also sometimes share the methods, even though they are coming maybe from another area. It only tells me, okay, maybe he got it. Maybe he understood that it's the same. It's just I just speak another language. With the way of how I speak, I can reach a certain group of people. With the way of how another person explains it, for example, Joe Rogan, the way how he talks, he reaches another group of people. But what is it that is reaching them? A message. And this is the important part. I don't care how the message is reaching them. I want the message to get out. It can be sent out, it can be... There are many different channels how to get messages out. For me, important is it needs to get out. How? I don't care. There are many different possibilities. And I just think that the more understanding there is in this type of field, I think something huge can be established.
Outside, we spoke about this, and I guess it's really relevant to the comments of Joe Rogan, yourself, the last 3 years as well. And I know there must be a sense of it for you. I know the comments that we get on some of the videos, there is a lot of almost like worshipping. There is a lot of people will buy into who you are as a person, and maybe not so much as just the message, but then, you know, speaking honestly, most people are buying into the message. But how important is it that it is the message? This is what we were speaking about. How important is it that if you are listening to this, that you are buying into the message and not whatever famous person it is, that it's their teachings, not who they are? Mm-hmm.
So on one side, of course, I appreciate very much if people, let's say, like to hear if I have to say something. Yeah, so if people ask, who is Shi Heng Yi? Okay, it's all nice. Yeah. But at the same time, I still would like to encourage the people to learn and differentiate something. And that is that no matter where you're going, you need to know about yourself. Are you going to that person because you like the person? Or do you like message of that person? What that person, let's say, is representing? Because people change. And people, individuals, are temporary. But universal teachings, sharings, they are timeless. And what I would like for the people to keep in mind is the timeless part. The timeless part, because also my time is going to run out. I don't want people to hang on me. I want people to invest more, and to see there will come another person who will have another interpretation of this type of sharings. Maybe he expresses it in a different way, but it's going to be the same message that he is expressing. And if you realize it's the same message again, that's the right path. Yeah. So the point is, of course, like I said, it's nice if people show some type of thankfulness towards a person, towards a teacher. But it would be more beneficial for everyone to pay more attention to the teaching itself. So differentiate. Do you like the teacher or do you like the teaching? Because sometimes it's a fantasy product people are creating about a person. Nobody knows me out there. You know what I share with you publicly. This is what is available for people to judge or to finalize their image about myself in their mind. I have other sides. Yeah? And therefore, the main message is, this world is too big to ever even start for yourself and categorize and limit yourself to one type of thought patterns, which also involves the fantasy of how a teacher should be and should not be.
Thank you so much to everybody who has been joining us on YouTube, on Instagram, on all the social media platforms. We cannot thank you enough. You have made all of this possible. Everybody who clicked the join button, everybody who went to mulliganbrothers.com and bought a t-shirt or a journal, thank you. This is what is making our film crew be able to move around the world and find new teachers. But we want to ask you a question. Please head over to Instagram, drop us a message. Who should we interview next? Comment down below. Who should we interview next? Tag them, drop them an @ let them know that we want to find a new message, a new story, a new person. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much. If you're not, please subscribe, and also please hit the notification bell. We do have 4 new projects with Master Shi Heng Yi in different locations with different teachings that will be coming out over the next few months. So hit the notification bell to be notified as to when that is happening. Thank you so much. Have a blessed and productive day, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, go follow us on Instagram. Links are in the description. Peace.